Hello friends, this is Bilal Haider. In this video part we are going to learn about another loop that works very well with the arrays. So this loop is called for each loop, and that's how you use it. So you have an array and you want to um, iterate through each element for some reason, and you want to maybe modify the elements and put them in a new array, or maybe you want to check whether the elements are valid, or any modification that you want to perform on the elements, you can do using for each loop. So unlike previous loops we learned, they were standalone loops, like they were not directly the part of an array, but for each is the part of an array. So if you have created a variable and you stored an array inside of it, then by default this method is available for that array. So you can call it by um, writing your variable and dot, then call for each. Okay, and inside the parentheses we actually call an anonymous function, and what we do inside it basically um, has two default parameters, okay, or two arguments. So this method actually will contain the item and the index. Okay, so if I just console log the item, you'll see what is the item, and if I also do console log the index, then we'll see what the output will be. So so you see I have this output here which started with this, and afterwards it console logged the index, and it did that for each of the element or for each of the item. So that's how we can use for each loop. We basically write our array, then put a dot after the array of the array user of the array variable, then we call for each function or method, then we put parentheses because that's how we call a method or a function. Then inside that method call we are actually passing a function to it. So we saw that in JavaScript we don't just only pass variables, arrays, JavaScript objects, but we can also pass functions to another function. So we are passing this function, which is an anonymous function, and inside that function all of these items are available for us one by one. So we can perform manipulations on them, we can perform validations on them, we can modify these values and store them in an another array, and after that we can use that array. So this iteration method is what I always use when I'm working with arrays. Okay, so this is very useful. So I thought I should share this one with you as well. So this will be very useful, so you make sure you learn it and create a few example codes and use this for each loop in your examples. Because when we'll do actual programming, like when we will create applications or backends for websites or logics for games or blockchains for decentral applications or whatever, then we'll use all these methods which we are learning here in this basic video series. So make sure you practice these methods and create a few examples for you, then use them all in your examples, and that's how you learn them.